Every month, 16 million Britons eat at a local KFC outlet. However, on February 16th, 2018, all KFC outlets in the UK ran out of chicken. Over 900 restaurants would close. Kids will cry, adults will be furious.
I've had to go to Burger King.
Its competitors would laugh, and even the local police would get involved.
Hello, police emergency.
Hi, I've got an emergency here.
Right, whereabouts are you, please?
I'm at home, actually.
Right, so what's going on?
Basically, I don't know how you feel about this, but KFC is closed. I'm entirely not happy. I have to go to Burger King now.
But despite its negative effect, this disaster will become one of the most brilliant marketing campaigns in the company's history. But to clearly understand this saga, we need to understand how restaurant logistics work. Most fast food chains don't make their ingredients. McDonald's doesn't even operate its McFlurry machines. A separate company handles that. We don't even make our own music. We use Epidemic Sound. It gives you access to over 300 million tracks and sound effects, royalty-free, for just £5.99 a month. That's less than one KFC order. Click the link in the pinned comment to try it out. Instead, ingredients are produced by a network of suppliers, some global, some local, all behind the scenes. For giants like KFC and McDonald's, that often means custom-made ingredients from exclusive partners, firms that manufacture specific items based on strict, proprietary recipes. Take KFC in the United States. Chickens are sourced from suppliers like Tyson Foods and Purdue Farms, transported to refrigerated warehouses, and stored at temperatures between -18 degrees Celsius and 4 degrees Celsius. From there, they're sent to KFC locations across the country. Because KFC uses a just-in-time inventory system, deliveries happen several times weekly. The freshest chicken is used first. It's efficient, it's lean, it's precise. But there's a downside to this system. And in 2018, that downside would trigger one of the most embarrassing and bizarre logistics failures in UK fast food history. Until October 2017, KFC UK had a long-standing partnership with Bidvest Logistics, a major supplier that didn't just serve KFC, but also Burger King, Nando's, and Pizza Hut. Bidvest had experience, a national footprint, and a system built for just-in-time delivery. It worked. But then, KFC made a change. The official reasons were never revealed, but insiders believe it came down to one thing: cost-cutting. KFC dropped Bidvest and signed a new deal with DHL. Yes, that DHL, the parcel delivery giant. DHL promised cheaper, more streamlined operations with a focus on innovation and reliability. But within weeks of taking over, the cracks began to show. The problem originated here in Rugby, and the core issue came down to infrastructure. While Bidvest operated 6 distribution centres across the UK, DHL had just 1. DHL promised cheaper, more streamlined operations with a focus on innovation and reliability. But within weeks of taking over, the cracks began to show. And from that single hub, they were expected to serve all 800 KFC locations across the country on a just-in-time schedule. To make things worse, DHL had grossly underestimated how much chicken KFC actually needed.
But got nowhere close. It was almost like they thought, what, how much chicken do you need? Would it be like 1 chicken per branch of KFC every day? And it was just obviously, yeah, day 1, there's a chicken, super. Tell us when you need another. We need another 4,000 now. And then every other, and they just, I can't believe it. It's just an unimaginable quantity of chicken we have to deliver to hundreds of places now. How the hell are we going to do that?
On the morning of February the 14th, 2018, tragedy struck the M6, the UK's longest motorway and a vital artery for nationwide deliveries. A 7-vehicle collision left 1 man dead and 2 others injured. Police shut down the road for hours, launching an investigation and arresting a suspect for dangerous driving. And then, it got worse. Just 6 minutes from DHL's only distribution hub in Derby, 2 lorries crashed near Junction 1, blocking yet another key delivery route. Suddenly, DHL's entire chicken pipeline was paralysed. Lorries couldn't get in, deliveries couldn't get out. And by February 16th, the fallout had begun. Stores were shutting down. The chicken crisis was here. Customers weren't just disappointed, they were furious.
I've had to go to Burger King.
Some drove miles only to find locked doors.
Disappointed. I've walked 15 minutes from location through Google Map and coming here.
Others took their rage out on the staff. Over 900 stores were forced to shut down. Employees were left to face the storm, with little to no information. The crisis reached such absurd levels that even the police had to get involved. They eventually tweeted, "Please do not contact us about the KFC chicken shortage. It is not a police matter."
I'm at home actually.
Right, so what's going on?
Basically, I don't know how you feel about this, but KFC is closed. I'm entirely not happy. I have to go to Burger King now.
Right, and you are taking the mick, aren't you, ringing on 999 with this?
Well, I got told to ring 999 for any emergencies, and this is an emergency, is it not?
Right, okay, well, I'm going to clear the line. I'm not taking any sort of report from you,
Who can I speak to?
You don't speak to the police about it.
So who can I? What's the non-emergency number then?
You don't speak to the police about it, full stop. It's not a police matter.
Oh, is it not?
No. Thank you, bye-bye.
And by February 21, hashtags like KFC crisis, chicken crisis, and KFC closed had exploded on social media, with over 53,000 mentions flooding social media. To solve this problem, they had to call on Mother. No, not your Mother. Mother, the creative agency in London. And they got to work fast. Sure, they weren't chicken experts, not even close. But they knew something about the Brits and how they think. So together with media agency Blue 449, they made a choice. If they were going to say sorry, it wouldn't be on TikTok or Twitter. It would be in print. Yep, ink on paper. But a newspaper? That sticks. People actually pause when they're reading print. So, with the right timing, audience and platform, Mother set out to do the one thing most brands mess up completely. A real apology. Clear, creative, and impossible to ignore. So what did this impossible to ignore apology look like? It wasn't a long-winded statement that would make you fall asleep and quite possibly fall off your seat. It wasn't a carefully worded press release that used corporate jargon that was hard to understand. On February 23rd, just 1 week after the crisis began, full-page ads appeared in the Sun and Metro. No corporate jargon, no lengthy explanations. Just this, 3 letters that said everything. A simple rearrangement of the KFC logo that captured exactly what executives were thinking. Underneath it, a simple message. We're sorry. A chicken restaurant without any chicken. It's not ideal. Huge apologies to our customers, especially those who travelled out of their way to find we were closed. It was honest, it was human, and it worked. Within hours, the ad was everywhere, not just in the papers, but across the very social media platforms they decided to bypass. People who had never seen the physical newspaper were sharing images of it online. News outlets from the BBC to the New York Times covered the campaign. But here's the truly remarkable part. That single ad, appearing in just 2 UK newspapers for a single day, exploded. Within 48 hours, over 1.2 million social media mentions flooded the internet. On Twitter alone, the campaign generated 8.6 million impressions in just 3 days. And people weren't just talking about it, they were loving it. Analysis showed that 90% of all reactions were positive. In a world where brand apologies usually face cynicism and mockery, KFC had somehow turned the tide. The press couldn't get enough either. All told, this reached an estimated 797 million people worldwide. That's nearly 1 billion people, all from a single print ad in 2 British newspapers. The advertising industry took notice too. The campaign swept the awards circuit. It was named Top Press Ad of the Year by Campaign magazine, and took home 3 golds and a silver at the 2018 Cannes Lions, the most prestigious advertising award in the world. In the weeks following its ad, the chicken shortage slowly abated. To stabilise operations, KFC made a quiet but crucial decision. It relieved DHL of delivery duties for 350 outlets and returned them to its former partner, Bidvest Logistics. It was a clear admission that the switch hadn't worked, and that sometimes the old way is the better way. What started as a logistics nightmare had transformed into a masterclass in crisis management. KFC's ad didn't just make up for the delivery error, it made them loved across the UK and celebrated around the world. All because they had the courage to say the one thing most brands never would: FCK.